G'day fellas and welcome to a very special casted game. Spawning in on the north side of the map, we have got Leenock, who is playing as the French in the color blue, opening up with a scout into villager, so the double scout opening. And on the other side of the map, in the color red, playing as the Abbasid dynasty, we have the one, the only, TheViper. And he's opening up with a second scout as well. So it is 2 double scout openings. So I'll take 2 for 2. Thank you very much. And we are playing on Dry Arabia today. So Dry Arabia, one of those maps that's just it's just standard. You love to see it. You love to see Dry Arabia games, in my opinion. I love a Dry Arabia game. Honestly, if I could play every single game on Dry Arabia, I 100% would. Even as like a dirty China main, I would still just play Dry Arabia. It's just a standard map, a fun map. You're not going to get screwed up. But we'll see how these players go today. We'll see how they do. Looks like we had a little bit of a contention out here on the east side of the map for some sheep. Not a lot of luck here for Viper, as he only manages to get 1 out of the 3 sheep. Over on the west side, we hear them calling out as well as Viper going up against one of Leenock's scouts, and Leenock managing to capture a few of those sheep. But this game is not part of N4C. This game actually came through from Alpha X. He's hosting up an invitational tournament at the moment, and we're just jumping in to cast a couple games. Viper, Leenock, these guys were in a game at the moment, and somebody said, hey, these guys are in a game, and it's actually a tournament game. And I said, well, hey, why the heck not? These guys are amazing players. They're going to be at N4C this coming week. So, fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, there is a very good chance that right now, this second, if you're watching this on YouTube, that at the moment, right now, N4C is live. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to N4C. And you might be wondering what N4C is. That's a $100,000 tournament that is going down in Germany, in Berlin, on the ground, land. And it's going to have TheViper. It's going to have Leenock. They're both going to be there. And you know who else is going to be there? It's Mia Durango. I'm also going to be there. That was my best. That was my best or worst, I guess, arguably. Mario impression wasn't obviously the best, but I will also be there on the ground. So I'm actually flying out to Germany. At the moment, it's 4:20 a.m. in the morning. Nice. So I'll be flying out in about 36 hours. I'll be heading over to Germany. I'll be casting their games. Now, obviously, when this goes up to YouTube, I will already be in Germany. But I encourage you, I'll leave a link in the description over towards N4C. Make sure you check that out because there's going to be a lot of good casters, a lot of good content. We've got Nilly, we've got Grubby, we've got Dave, we've got me. I'm going to be casting with all those boys. We've got a lot of big names over there, Marine Lord, all those good guys that you would know to expect at the top of the ladder. But Economic Wing now coming in for TheViper. I'd love to cast like an hour-long game of TheViper, and every time I say Viper, I have to do that. I have to come close and I have to go Viper, and then just go back to normal. Do you reckon that's possible? I don't know if we could do that. School of Cavalry coming up now for Leenock. Leenock opening up with an early mill. Always with an early mill, you kind of get triggered into, or at least thinking that, you know, he might potentially be looking for a professional scouts, but I think we might just be seeing a wheelbarrow out of him. We'll have to see how he goes, though. He's already found plenty of sheep, so he's got 6 sheep under here. Looks like he's slaughtered quite a few that are under there as well. I count at least 2 that were dead before he slaughtered that 3rd one. Only 3 vills tapping away at that landmark, though, so not going to be going up that quick. Wheelbarrow potentially going to be coming down now for Viper as well. You can see he's gathered more than that 140 gold, so I suspect we're going to see any second. 3, 2, 1, wheelbarrow. He's gonna be researching wheelbarrow right now. Okay, he's gonna research. He's gonna research wheelbarrow right now. He put down a house. All right, we will come back now. Damn it, dude! What is he doing with all this gold? What you gonna do with all that gold? All that gold inside that hold? I'ma get you gold. All right, okay. Moving on. Leenock. I mean, Leenock not really looking towards a professional scouts, and I wouldn't expect it. I think playing into this matchup, and I think that's something that we can probably talk about here as Viper under a potential attack now on his gold mine. You can see Leenock looking to isolate those gold villages. He's saying, hey, what the heck are you doing with all that gold? All that gold inside that hold. You can see now Viper going to be looking to pick up fresh foodstuffs here. Another scout going to be coming out. It looks like he's also got a wolf helping him out. Viper looking to try and hold on in his position. Leenock now being aged up as well. A lot of gold here for Viper. We'll tune in with Leenock. We'll see what he's up to on the other side of the map. So you can see he did grab that wheelbarrow tech. Going to have that one nice and early. Now, interestingly, didn't go for a wheelbarrow opening. So we have been seeing players do this a lot. So you can get like a 4 minutes 20 age up with a wheelbarrow straight into a knight. It's a very good build order, so I'm curious we didn't see that. Archery range coming up straight away, so going to be in response to this barracks. Leenock obviously scouts this out and says, all right, I'm going to make an archery range. Viper, on the other hand, probably going to be dropping down a stable as well any second. No, going to be going an archery range as well, so not going to be going the +1 or not looking to go the melee build. Very, very curious. I'd be surprised if he can outmass a French player who's going full, and I'm talking like full archers. Or at least archer knight, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to see how he plays it out. Oh, you Viper. Oh, you cheeky Viper. What are you doing getting such a late wheelbarrow? This is 2022, my friend. We're going to be getting those a little bit earlier. Spear, just slowly looking at those knights. He's like, I dare you. I dare you. No, 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 no. He slept for a second and he goes down. Viper losing a single villager. Leenock dared him one too many times, it seems, and Viper unfortunately loses that villager. That poor little villager. Got to be careful out there. You can see there's a vill right on the edge. Back towards the base of Leenock. Viper scouts the archers coming out across the map, and yeah, now we see this knight trying to work its way around to the wood line. You can see Viper just tagging in 4 villagers, pulls them back, manages to cover the spot, so does a pretty good job. Double broadaxe now coming in as well, and I'm loving this build order out of Leenock. This is something that we are seeing more and more coming out of French players, and I think this is part of the reason why we're starting to see a drive in their power. They are going big on the economy. So we're talking early wheelbarrows. Even though they just stick with the one town center, they go early wheelbarrow combined with the double broadaxe, and they're such a powerhouse. And speaking of powerhouse, that Royal Knight needs to be careful. You might think it's a powerhouse, but I tell you what, when it comes out onto the force like this up against that many spears, it's going to have a tough time. It ain't going to be a powerhouse. That is for sure. But now that scout looking to just spot out anything that it can really see in Viper's base. Viper having a bit of a tough time, to be honest. He's getting attacked from all angles. Now going to have those archers coming out, and you can see the spears chasing away that Royal Knight. At the same time, we've got that Royal Knight down towards the south. Viper doing a great job of chasing that one out as well. Leenock looking incredibly strong in this early game. Now, I got to say, I don't know about you fellas, but in this tournament, okay, we're heading into N4C. There's a lot of people who are going to be looking towards, you know, Marine Lord, going to be looking towards Beastie, going to be looking towards the Viper as, you know, the people who are going to take out the tournament. Honestly, if I was a betting man, I would be putting my money on Leenock. You got to watch out for this guy. He is 100% sleeper, like busted. You know, like sleeper OP? Leenock, dude. People don't realize how good this guy is. He is just on another level. He is Korean. And if there's one thing we know about Koreans, it is that they have absolute insane amounts of just drive, determination, fortitude. And really, I think it's something that is almost unfounded in any, or unseen in any other culture. Like maybe the Chinese have got something similar, but like this is part of the reason why in StarCraft, Koreans are so dominant. It is just simply because they are absolutely insane when it comes to their practice. And now Leenock going to be looking to tee off towards Viper's army, trying his best. He's got a little bit of a mass here, but not a lot. Viper going to be coming in towards and try and hold on towards this position. Spears actually getting picked off there. Leenock doing a great job, and Viper now under a little bit of attack. We see those spears on the front line almost completely going down. He's only got a couple left, and Leenock doing pretty decently. We'll check and see whether that chivalry upgrade's actually come through. Indeed it has, so he's going to be looking to heal those bad boys up shortly. But yeah, at this point in time, Viper going to continue to try and hold on. You can see he's really struggling, but needs to start working towards that win condition. One of the things that I love to talk about as the Abbasid is what is their win condition? Their win condition is a second town center. That is really it. Now, how do you get a second town center when you are under this much pressure? And you got to think about it from the French perspective. He is having a great time, and I think if you play this matchup perfectly, you probably should be able to beat the Abbasid every single time, because you're never going to allow them to get that second town center. And we can see that Leenock is doing that. One of the things I just want to talk about is the fact that he got a wheelbarrow. The fact that he went for a double broadaxe as well really is so strong. It allows him to really take advantage here, but throwing away a couple of units, so a bit of a mistake coming out from Leenock. A very rare mistake as well, I will say, as Leenock continues to be forced back. Looks like the Knight's going to be coming in. They do spot a villager. They do get spotted out by the town center as well. Going to be heading back, and a lot of these units from Viper sort of getting drawn away, so we'll see how Leenock looks to abuse that. Inside the base, looks like just a couple of knights coming through, poking and prodding, not finding anything. Back towards the north side, it looks like Viper does indeed fall back, and another village or another archer going down for Lee Knox. Unfortunate for him, and he continues to try and find these angles. Viper actually not paying attention. Looks like gonna lose at least 2 villagers there. Indeed he does. 2 villagers do go down. Gonna be able to fall back, loses a scout for it, but I tell you what, I'd trade a scout for 2 villages any day. More and more units getting taken out right now. Leenock not looking like he's in the best position. We'll check on the military. That's the player score. You can see Leenock ahead by 400. Wow, how is Leenock ahead by 400 despite throwing away so many units? This is absolutely, and this is what I was talking about. You know, Abbasid, I love the Abbasid, but I really feel like they're such a vanilla civilization. They really don't have a lot to offer other than like half-price villages. That's it. Whereas like France are also a vanilla civilization, throws away another unit. France is another vanilla civilization, but they've got so much to offer. You've got the cheaper production, or the cheaper resource buildings. You've got the cheaper upgrades. You've got the Royal Knight available in Age 2. Best crossbows in the game. Best knights in the game. You've got a beautiful late game. You're scaling because of your town center. I mean, we're talking 41 villages here for Leenock versus 34 for Viper right now. So a 7 villager difference already beginning to build, and we're only at 11 minutes into this game. So yeah, I mean, it's absolutely incredible how strong this civilization is at the moment. But we'll tune back in. We'll go over to income per minute. I know you guys love to look at that. You can see how much further ahead Leenock is when it comes to the food gathering at this point in time. But Viper really struggling at this point. Going to be playing it out in H2. Looks like he's going to be going for a double barracks and a single archery range. And I can't really help but feel like it's not necessarily a winning combo. I would have loved to have seen a stable or 2 out from him. But now this infantry mass going to continue building up for him. It actually does get spotted out by Viper. Viper going to be coming and pushing through now. It looks like we might have a bit of a fight unfolding on our hands. We'll enter in, and now we've got ourselves a little bit of the battle beginning. And Viper manages to take out a fair few of those Royal Knights down towards the south. Reinforcements getting picked up as well. Beautiful micro out on the front here for Viper as he continues attacking on the front line. But keep in mind, if he has these spears attacking into these archers, he's going to continue to struggle because that mass is going to dwindle. And you can see right now that there is no spears left. 1, 2 spears is all that is remaining. He's got reinforcements coming in, but now he's thrown away all of his spears completely. And this is what I was talking about, this composition. When it comes to it, sure, you can go spears, you can go archers, but when all the spears die, you lose the game. And that's exactly what happens now for Viper as he continues falling back towards his base. You can see he's suffering a little bit here as these archers continue trying their best. Do we have +1 coming through? It's hard to tell at this point. I wish there'd be like a little +1 there, but we'll work that out later. We'll head back into the normal mode. Let me see if I can get that. There we go, 1, and then boom. All right, so we'll check in. He does indeed have +1. Both players having +1 attack and +1 defense respectively. But Archer's just getting picked off completely, and now going to be a really difficult spot for Viper to hold on. We'll watch it and see how he manages to do it. Taking out the Royal Knights as they continue to come in. But keep in mind, behind this Leenock, continuing to gather up resources. He's got that bigger economy. He's got all those upgrades. He's got more villages with more upgrades than his opponent. If we do a quick stock take at this point in time, you can see that Viper, he's got no mining upgrade. He's got no lumber upgrade. He's only got the wheelbarrow. That's the only thing he's got going for him. Whereas Leenock, on the other hand, if we take a look at his upgrades, he's got no mining upgrade, but he's got the wheelbarrow upgrade and also got all of the wood upgrades as well. So he's just pumping out units non-stop, trying to keep his opponent in that feudal age battle. Leenock now going to continue pushing in underneath his enemy's tower. No +1 attack coming in for Leenock at this stage, but still we see that the Viper manages to hold on despite going idle for a few villages there. We'll take a look at the village accounts. We've got Leenock on 51, Viper on 38, so a difference of 13 at this point, 13 minutes into the game. So Viper really fighting for his life here in this game, and you can't help but feel that Viper is somewhat stuck in the corner, continuing to spot these reinforcements as they come across the map. And just the one thing that concerns me the most is that if Viper ever tries to push out, he's just going to get completely overwhelmed by the mass of knights. That's really the one thing. And now we see that battering ram coming in for Leenock. Leenock going to be looking to try and put on some pressure. There's not a lot of melee units here for Leenock, with the exception, or for Viper rather, with the exception of those villagers. You can see all of the villagers heading towards that outpost and trying to enable a little bit more shots to come out. Going to be losing that archery range, or that barracks on the front line. Big mass beginning to build. 28 archers now coming out for Leenock. He's playing this very, very well. Behind this, it looks like he's trying to macro towards that castle age as well. If he gets up to castle, gets through the veteran status on the archers, good game. I mean, it'll be just so hard for Viper to get ahead from that position. Not really thinking about it at the moment, though. You can see he really is sticking towards this feudal age fight. No real way for Viper to capitalize at this position. He doesn't obviously have any cavalry of any sorts. He's gone for another archery range on the back line, so he did have the quadruple barracks and the double archery range. Still no second town center for him. Obviously, they've got the blacksmith back there. He's able to get all the upgrades in that he needs, but unfortunately, not a lot of big upgrades coming through for him yet with regard to the economy. That's going to be where the main downfall is. Down towards the south, it looks like villages getting cleaned up. Lenok doing a beautiful job of identifying where those resource patches are. Spots it out. 3 knights down there. It is a tough story for Viper right now. Playing up against Lenok and not dropping down an outpost on that. Not having the resources to drop the outpost down there. And as a result, it just makes it so much harder for Viper as we continue to see 57 now versus 32, a 25 villager difference between these two players. Even if Viper somehow manages to hold this, even if he somehow manages to get up a second town center, even if he somehow manages to get back to parity with this French player, he's still going to be so far behind. It's absolutely crazy how much of a lead that Lenok has managed to pull out here. Lenok looking incredibly strong here, and we continue to watch as he adds in more and more units, and really are now going to be looking to go up to the castle age, and this is my big fear. He can just simply go up to the castle age at this point, get the veterancy upgrade. He's got 40 archers. You can't stop 40 archers with a veterancy upgrade unless you're in age 3. The only thing that can stop that is a mangonel. The only thing that can stop that is a mangonel, or knights. But like obviously, you know, there's no knights here. There's no stable here at this stage of the game. So really a difficult position now for Viper. He's going to be trying to hold on as a second ram comes in. Third ram also getting made up on the back line. We'll just quickly check in with the score and see the difference. 800 score difference at the moment. That is a huge lead that Viper is unfortunately losing to. Now those archers looking to tee off. He's continuing applying pressure and at the same time aging up behind this. And now we see those villagers getting pulled from the back line. It looks like Viper going to be trying his best. Were those villagers? I apologize. They were spears rather. Spears going to be coming out here. But keep in mind, these spears might be coming towards the front line. Lenok just going to be looking to continue kiting in this position here. Going to be able to do that very effectively. And once all the spears are dead, then the knights just run in. But I don't even know how many knights he's got. We'll check on the minimap as he once again comes down towards this southern position. Castle Age gets reached. More knights going to be coming in from behind this. Viper looking like he's getting completely shredded at this point in time and taps out. Lenok victorious. What a game going over to Lenok. Incredible stuff from the Korean there. Very well played. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out N4C. I'm going to leave a link in the description because it is absolutely popping off over there. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Berlin.